Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another YouTube video. Today I'm going to be going over the switches and the triggers in the theme park Tycoon 2. So, to start this off, let's go on how to get them. So, to get triggers in this game, it's pretty simple. Just go to appearance in any coaster, any ride, anything. Choose a add on the triggers in appearance, and choose a trigger. Press testing. And once the ride goes over that piece, you'll see the trigger activate, and that trigger will give the achievement activated. Activated unlocks all this fun stuff. And so let's start with the simplest of them all, buttons. So a button is very simple. To go to its UI, click on the bottom of it, not the top. So as you would expect, you click a button and it will activate. So let's say I have a fire here, and I press that, and I click that, and I click that, then the fire will activate. So it's very simple, but let's see next. We have the coaster. The coaster is very simple in the fact that you can just press add, you'll see on the current piece, which means that any time that the coaster rides over that piece, a trigger that you have there will activate. Very simple. And then a sequencer, which we'll go over later, and a timer. A timer is basically a button that is not manual. So press periodic activation or time of day. Periodic means that it will happen, well, periodically, which means that it will happen every so often. Every so often means how often you want it to happen, like 10 seconds, every 3 seconds, etc. Time of day activation means that once 10% of the day has passed, or any time that you've set, the thing will activate, the trigger that you have set. To add a trigger, it's basically the same for all of these ones except for the sequencer and this one, but this one still looks pretty similar. Just add anything that you want to add, like the sequencer, images, speaker, etc. That's basically it for switches, except for the sequencer, but we'll move to that once we're finished with all of these triggers. So first off, start with the simplest one, the TNT. TNT is very simple in the fact that you can't really have any other options for it other than explode. You can't have any time limits for it. You can just move it around in the sequencer, or just put in a button, and that's it. Moving on, we have the light. The light is a very simple one. If you go to this, then you'll see these three options. You'll have fade, which means it'll fade to another color or another brightness. Pulse, which means that it'll go from no brightness to full brightness. Like all that, I'll show you quickly. So 0.5 means that will go on and off throughout 0.5 seconds. See? Like that, basically. That's how long the cycles will last. Fire, or any emitter, they're basically all the same, will be like that too with both of these, and yeah. Then the next one, of course, is toggle, which is basically the same thing as what a light also has, which is blink. Blink and toggle are very similar. Let's turn these both on as toggle, and the fact that it's on and off time. You can turn on and off time for this. Brightness is basically power. So if I do this, bing bong, boom, on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off. Very simple, but that's really it. And you can also turn these both off as you can with any other trigger except for the TNT. Speakers, very simple, on or off, which basically is very simple. If you have it on and you want to turn it off, do that. If you have it off and you want to turn it on, then do that. If you want to override the playlist as in this specific area that the speaker has, like this could be an area playlist, let's say, then this could, like, let's say you have a different audio playing over this, you can make it override that. And yeah, it's very simple, it's very fun. Now this is the same exact kind of thing, it's they're both just speakers. This is an image. Image can set, or it can fade. Fading means they'll fade away, like to another transparency, which means that you can actually, like if I do this to this, it's going to fade away to 0. See? That just faded away really quickly, but if I turn that time up, maybe it'll fade better. I don't know how that works fully. No, I don't. Never mind. Nope. It's kind of confusing, but somehow some people will get it. Also, of course, you have set, which means that whatever image you put there and say I want this to set to this image. Press play, that'll change. Very simple. And of course, timing. I'll show you guys how that works as well. Timing, let's say this one, you want to tap it for like a longer time. You can set that right there. Or you can just type it in. The longest that you can go for on any trigger is 60 seconds, but you can have multiple in a row, making it longer. Except for buttons, because you can't put them in a row in there. So, or any of these switches except for sequencers. So timers, as I said before, they're very simple in the fact that you can just do time of day. You can do periodic, which basically means that time of the day, any percentage of the day that will happen at, and periodically over the course of time that you have set. Buttons, click, trigger, click, trigger. Coaster test or open whenever the ride departs from the station, whenever it rides over trigger. Of course, all of these sequencers still. We have the images, which we already said what happens, speakers, emitters, lights, and TNT. Of course, you cannot do these. There are some major things that there still should have activation for. I would say cannons, which would be kind of cool. Like, just have a TNT on them, probably. Basically the same exact thing. Not the kitty cannons, but the new cannons that he has added. Not these ones, these ones. Lights on Christmas trees, as Harry said. Snow cannons as well. Those would be kind of cool, especially to lower their power. Crystals, of course, they need a lot of light stuff to them. And yeah, that's basically it for that kind of stuff. Doors as well, of course, should be animated and be able to open now, but they aren't. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a great day.